Before I begin, if stories like this resonate with you, stories about love, betrayal, and finding your strength again, please subscribe to the channel and share your thoughts in the comments. Your support means more than you know. The text came in at 6:42 p.m., just as I was helping my son adjust his tie in the school bathroom mirror. Something came up. I can't make it tonight. Tell him I'm proud of him. I stared at the message like it was written in another language. Tonight wasn't just any night. It was Dylan's middle school graduation, his first real milestone. He'd been counting down for weeks, practicing the way he'd walk across the stage, pretending not to care but secretly asking every day if we'd both be there. "I look okay, Dad?" he asked, smoothing his hair. "You look perfect, buddy," I said, forcing a smile. My thumb hovered over my phone screen. I typed back, "What do you mean you can't make it? It starts in 20 minutes. The 3 little dots appeared almost immediately. Work emergency. I'm so sorry. Kiss him for me. Work emergency. I swallowed hard. Your mom's running late, I said carefully. She might not make it. He nodded like he expected it. That hurt more than anything. If you had asked me 6 months earlier whether I thought my wife, Emily, would ever miss something important for our son, I would have laughed. Emily had always been the organized one, the planner, the mom who color-coded calendars and packed lunches with handwritten notes. She never forgot a dentist appointment or a parent-teacher conference. But over the past year, something shifted. It started small. Late nights at work. A sudden passion for networking events. A new wardrobe, nothing flashy, just sharper, more deliberate. When I complimented her, she'd smile absently, like she hadn't dressed for me. Then came the phone. Emily had never been secretive. We'd shared passwords since we were dating. But one night, I reached for her phone to check the weather while mine was charging. It was locked. Not unusual. What was unusual was the way she snatched it from my hand. "I just updated the security settings," she said lightly. "Work policy." I remember feeling embarrassed, like I'd done something wrong. "Of course," I said. "Makes sense." And I let it go. That night at Dylan's graduation, I scanned the crowd of parents as he walked across the stage. I told myself she'd slip into a seat at the last minute, that she'd show up breathless and apologetic. But she didn't. When they called his name, he straightened his shoulders. I clapped louder than anyone in that gym. I shouted his name. And when he looked out into the audience, his eyes searched. They found me, not her. He smiled anyway. Afterward, he hugged me tightly. "It's okay, Dad," he whispered. "I know Mom's busy." I wanted to scream. Instead, I took him for ice cream. We laughed. I posted photos on Facebook. I tagged Emily. She didn't comment. When we got home, she still wasn't there. "Is Mom coming home tonight?" Dylan asked. "Of course," I said automatically, but I wasn't sure anymore. She walked in at 11:18 p.m. Her makeup was still perfect. Her hair didn't look like someone who'd been buried in spreadsheets for 5 hours. "You're late?" I said quietly from the couch. "I told you, work thing." She slipped off her heels, avoiding my eyes. "How was it?" "You missed it." "I know." She sighed. "Don't make me feel worse." I studied her. "He looked for you." She flinched. I said I'm sorry. There was something in her tone, defensive, almost irritated, like I was the one being unreasonable. Who was the emergency for? I asked. "My boss. A client issue." "What client?" She stared at me. "Why are you interrogating me?" I felt my face burn. "I'm not. It was important." "So is my job, Daniel." Her voice sharpened. "You think I like missing things?" I didn't answer, because I didn't know anymore. The suspicion didn't hit me like a lightning bolt. It seeped in slowly. 2 weeks later, she left her laptop open on the dining table while she showered. I wasn't snooping. At least, that's what I told myself. But the notification popped up in the corner of the screen. "Ryan, wish you could have stayed longer tonight." My stomach dropped. It could have been innocent. A co-worker. A team dinner. I clicked it. The message thread opened automatically. "Emily, I had to. Dylan's thing. Ryan, You're too good for them. You deserve to be happy too. The room felt suddenly too small. I scrolled up. Ryan, I keep thinking about last night. Emily, stop. You'll make it harder. Ryan, I don't want to be the secret forever. My hand started shaking. There were no explicit photos, no dramatic declarations, just dozens of small messages, private jokes, late-night conversations, confessions about feeling unseen at home, about me. Sometimes I feel like Daniel doesn't even know me anymore, she'd written. I felt like I'd been punched. She stepped into the kitchen wrapped in a towel, hair damp. What are you doing? I looked up slowly. You missed our son's graduation, I said. For Ryan, the color drained from her face. You went through my messages? You missed him, I repeated, my voice breaking. For him? She grabbed a laptop, closing it like she could shut the truth away. It's not what you think. Then tell me what it is. We sat at the kitchen table like strangers. It started as nothing, she said, just talking. He listens. I listen. You fix, she corrected. You solve. You don't hear. Her words stung because there was some truth in them. I had been practical, steady, focused on providing, on stability. But I had never stopped loving her. Did you sleep with him? I asked quietly. She hesitated. That was my answer. It just happened, she whispered. I didn't plan it. But you planned, Miss Dillon. She covered her face. I lost track of time. For 5 hours? Silence. I didn't mean for it to go this far, she said. I was lonely, Daniel. I felt invisible. I thought about all the nights I'd fallen asleep next to her, assuming we were solid. All the mornings I'd kissed her forehead before work. All the weekends we'd spent at soccer games and grocery stores. Invisible. I was right here, I said. The next few days felt like walking through broken glass. She cried. She apologized. She said she'd end it. I already did, she insisted, after that night. But you still chose him over your son. That was the part one couldn't move past. Affairs are betrayals of marriage. But missing a child's milestone for someone else? That felt deeper, crueler. Dillon noticed the tension. Are you and Mom okay? He asked one evening. I forced a smile. We're working on it. Emily tried harder. She cooked dinner. She put her phone face up on the table. She suggested counseling. Part of me wanted to fight for us. 15 years doesn't disappear overnight. I still loved her. That was the worst part. But every time I looked at her, I saw that empty seat in the school gym. I saw Dillon scanning the crowd. The turning point came a month later.
We were at Dillon's baseball game. He hit his first home run. He ran toward the stands, grinning, cheeks flushed with pride. Emily and I both stood, cheering. And in that moment, I realized something. I didn't trust her joy. I wondered who she'd text later, who she'd tell first, whether she was truly present or just performing. Marriage without trust isn't marriage. It's theater. That night, after Dillon went to bed, I sat across from her again. I can't do this, I said. Her eyes filled instantly. I said I'm sorry. I ended it. I believe you, I said. But something broke. Don't throw away 15 years. You threw it away the night you chose him. She flinched like I'd slapped her. I was selfish, she admitted. I thought I deserved something more. And Dillon? I asked softly. Did he deserve that? She had no answer. Filing for divorce wasn't dramatic. It was paperwork, signatures, quiet conversations about custody schedules. We told Dillon together. We both love you, Emily said, voice trembling. This isn't your fault. He nodded slowly. Are you mad at each other? I looked at her. Yes, I said honestly. But we'll figure it out. He hugged us both. That nearly broke me. It's been a year now. Dillon's in high school. He still asks if we'll both be at every event. Yes, I always say. And I mean it. Emily and I are civil. She seems different, quieter, maybe wiser, maybe regretful. I don't hate her. I don't even think she's a villain. She was lonely. I was complacent. We both missed the cracks forming, but she made a choice. And that night in the gym, watching our son search for her, I realized something about myself. I deserve someone who shows up. Not just for me, for our child, for the life we built. The final straw wasn't the messages. It wasn't even the affair. It was the empty seat. Sometimes betrayal isn't loud. It's quiet. It's the absence where someone should have been. And sometimes love isn't enough to survive that absence. If you've ever faced a moment like that, where you had to choose your self-respect over your comfort, I'd love to hear your story. Share your thoughts in the comments. And if this story moved you, don't forget to subscribe. You're not alone.